And now we begin the Madhya Lila, or middle pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We start with Chapter 1, the later pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasati Gaudha
Even a person with no knowledge can immediately acquire all knowledge simply by the benediction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore I am praying to the Lord for His causeless mercy upon me. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and moon. They have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of God to dissipate the darkness of ignorance, and thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. Glory to the all-merciful Radha and Madan Mohan. I am lame and ill-advised, yet they are my directors, and their lotus feet are everything to me. In a temple of jewels in Vrindavan, underneath a desire tree, Sri Sri Radha Govinda, served by their most confidential associates, sit upon an effulgent throne. I offer my humble obeisances unto them. May Gopinathji, who attracts all the gopis with the song of his flute, and who has begun the most melodious ras dance on the bank of the Yamuna in Vamshivat, be merciful upon us. All glories unto Sri Godahari, who is an ocean of mercy. All glories unto you, the son of Shachi Devi, for you are the only friend of all fallen souls. All glories unto Lord Nityananda and Advaita Prabhu, and all glories unto the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, headed by Srivas Thakur. I have previously described in synopsis the Adi Lila, or initial pastimes, which have already been fully described by Vrindavan Das Thakur. I have therefore given only a synopsis of those incidents, and whatever specifics were to be related have already been given in that synopsis. To describe the unlimited pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not possible, but I now wish to relate the chief incidents and give a synopsis of those pastimes occurring at the end. I shall describe only in synopsis that portion which Vrindavan Das Thakur has described very elaborately in his book Chaitanya Mangal. Whatever incidents are outstanding, however, I shall later elaborate. Actually, the authorized compiler of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Srila Das Vrindavan, the incarnation of Vyasadeva. Only upon his orders am I trying to chew the remnants of food that he has left. Placing his lotus feet upon my head in great devotion, I shall now describe in summary the Lord's final pastimes. For 24 years, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at home, and whatever pastimes he performed during that time are called the Adi Lila. At the end of his 24th year, in the month of Magha, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, the Lord accepted the renounced order of life, sannyas. After accepting sannyas, Lord Chaitanya remained within this material world for another 24 years. Within this period, whatever pastimes he enacted are called the Shesha Lila, or pastimes occurring at the end. The final pastimes of the Lord, occurring in his last 24 years, are called Madhya, or middle, and Antya, or final. All the devotees of the Lord refer to his pastimes according to these divisions. For 6 years of the last 24, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled all over India, from Jagannath Puri to Bengal, and from Cape Comorin to Vrindavan. All the pastimes performed by the Lord in those places are known as the Madhya Lila, and whatever pastimes were performed after that are called the Antya Lila. The pastimes of the Lord are therefore divided into 3 periods, the Adi Lila, Madhya Lila, and Antya Lila. Now I shall very elaborately describe the Madhya Lila. For 18 continuous years, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained at Jagannath Puri, and through his personal behavior instructed all living entities in the mode of devotional service. Of these 18 years at Jagannath Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent 6 years with his many devotees. By chanting and dancing, he introduced the loving service of the Lord. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent Nityananda Prabhu from Jagannath Puri to Bengal, which was known as Goda Desh, and Lord Nityananda Prabhu overflooded this country with the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is by nature very much inspired in rendering transcendental loving service to Lord Krishna. Now, being ordered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he distributed this loving service anywhere and everywhere. I offer innumerable obeisances unto the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who is so kind that he spread the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to address Nityananda Prabhu as his elder brother, whereas Nityananda Prabhu addressed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his Lord. Although Nityananda Prabhu is none other than Balaram himself, he nonetheless always thinks of himself as the eternal servant of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nityananda Prabhu requested everyone to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chant his glories, and utter his name. Nityananda Prabhu claimed that person to be his life and soul who rendered devotional service unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, Srila Nityananda Prabhu introduced the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to everyone without discrimination. Even though the people were fallen souls and blasphemers, they were delivered by this process. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then sent the 2 brothers, Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatan Goswami, to Vraj. By his order, they went to Sri Vrindavan Dham. After going to Vrindavan, the brothers preached devotional service and discovered many places of pilgrimage. They specifically initiated the service of Madan Mohan and Govindaji. Both Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami brought various scriptures to Vrindavan and collected the essence of these by compiling many scriptures on devotional service. In this way they delivered all rascals and fallen souls. The Goswamis carried out the preaching work of devotional service on the basis of an analytical study of all confidential Vedic literatures. This was in compliance with the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus one can understand the most confidential devotional service of Vrindavan. Some of the books compiled by Srila Sanatan Goswami were Hari Bhakti Vilas, Bhagavat Amrita, Dasham Tipani, and Dasham Charita. We have already given the names of 4 books compiled by Sanatana Goswami. Similarly, Srila Rupa Goswami has also compiled many books which no one can even count. I shall therefore enumerate the chief books compiled by Srila Rupa Goswami. He has described the pastimes of Vrindavan in thousands of verses. The books compiled by Sri Rupa Goswami include Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Vidagdha Madhava, Ujjvala Nilamani, and Lalita Madhava. Srila Rupa Goswami also compiled Dhanakeli Kaumudi, Stavavali, Lila Chanda, Padyavali, Govinda Virudavali, Mathura Mahatmya, and Nataka Varana. Who can count the rest of the books headed by Laghu Bhagavatamrita, written by Srila Rupa Goswami? He has described the pastimes of Vrindavan in all of them. Sri Rupa Goswami's nephew, Srila Jiva Goswami, has compiled so many books on devotional service that there is no counting them. In Bhagavat Sandarbha, Srila Jiva Goswami has written conclusively about the ultimate end of devotional service. The most famous and formidable transcendental literature is the book named Gopal Champu. In this book, the eternal pastimes of the Lord are established, and the transcendental mellows enjoyed in Vrindavan are completely described. Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and their nephew Srila Jiva Goswami, as well as practically all of their family members, lived in Vrindavan and published important books on devotional service. The first year after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the renounced order of life, all the devotees, headed by Sri Advaita Prabhu, went to see the Lord at Jagannath Puri. After attending the Ratha Yatra ceremony at Jagannath Puri, all the devotees remained there for 4 months, greatly enjoying the company of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by performing kirtan or chanting and dancing. At the time of departure, the Lord requested all the devotees, "Please come here every year to see the Ratha Yatra festival of Lord Jagannath's journey to the Gundicha temple." Following the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees used to visit Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every year. They would see the Gundicha festival at Jagannath Puri and then return home after 4 months. For 20 consecutive years, this meeting took place, and the situation became so intense that the Lord and the devotees could not be happy without meeting one another. The last 12 years were simply devoted to relishing the pastimes of Krishna in separation within the heart of the Lord. In the attitude of separation, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared mad, both day and night. Sometimes he laughed, and sometimes he cried. Sometimes he danced, and sometimes he chanted in great sorrow. At those times, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would visit Lord Jagannath. Then his feelings exactly corresponded to those of the gopis when they saw Krishna at Kurukshetra after long separation. Krishna had come to Kurukshetra with his brother and sister to visit. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to dance before the cart during the festival, he always sang the following 2 lines. "I have gotten the Lord of my life, for whom I was burning in the fire of lusty desires." Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to sing this song especially during the latter part of the day, and he would think, "Let me take Krishna and go back to Vrindavan." This ecstasy was always filling his heart. In that ecstasy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited one verse when dancing in front of Lord Jagannath. Almost no one could understand the meaning of that verse. He said, "That very personality, who stole away my heart during my youth, is now again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of malati flowers is there, and the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover, yet still my mind is not happy here. I am eager to go back to that place, on the bank of the Reba, under the Vetasi tree. Oh, that is my desire. This verse appears to be the hankering between some ordinary boy and girl, but its actual deep meaning was known only to Svarup Damodar. By chance, one year, Rupa Goswami was also present there. Although the meaning of the verse was known only to Svarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, after hearing it from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, immediately composed another verse describing the meaning of the original verse. After composing this verse, Rupa Goswami wrote it on a palm leaf and put it on the roof of the thatched house in which he was living. After composing this verse and putting it on the roof of his house, Srila Rupa Goswami went to bathe in the sea. In the meantime, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to his hut to meet him. To avoid turmoil, three great personalities, Haridas Thakur, Srila Rupa Goswami, and Srila Sanatan Goswami, did not enter the temple of Jagannath. Every day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to see the Upala Bhog ceremony at the temple of Jagannath, and after seeing this, he used to go to visit these three great personalities on his way to his own residence. If one of these three was not present, he would meet the others. That was his regular practice. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the residence of Srila Rupa Goswami, he accidentally saw the palm leaf on the roof, and thus he read the verse composed by him. After reading the verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went into an ecstatic mood. While he was in that state, Srila Rupa Goswami came and immediately fell down on the floor like a rod. When Rupa Goswami fell down like a rod, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up and gave him a slap. Then, taking him on his lap, he began to speak to him. "No one knows the purport of my verse," Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. "How could you understand my intention?" Saying this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed various benedictions upon Rupa Goswami, and taking the verse, he later showed it to Svarup Goswami. Having shown the verse to Svarup Damodar with great wonder, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him how Rupa Goswami could understand the intentions of his mind. Srila Svarup Damodar Goswami replied to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, "If Rupa Goswami can understand your mind and intentions, he must have your lordship's special benediction." The Lord said, "I was so pleased with Rupa Goswami that I embraced him and bestowed upon him all necessary potencies for preaching the bhakti cult. I accept Srila Rupa Goswami as quite fit to understand the confidential mellows of devotional service, and I recommend that you explain devotional service to him further. I shall describe all these incidents elaborately later on. Now I have given only a brief reference. Srimati Radharani once said, "My dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but still I would like to go to the bank of the Yamuna beneath the trees of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of a sweet flute playing the fifth note within that forest of Vrindavan." Now, O devotees, please hear a brief explanation of this verse. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was thinking in this way after having seen the Jagannath deity. The subject of his thoughts was Srimati Radharani, who met Krishna in the field of Kurukshetra. Although she met Krishna there, she was nonetheless thinking of him in the following way. She thought of him in the calm and quiet atmosphere of Vrindavan, dressed as a cowherd boy. But at Kurukshetra, he was in a royal dress and was accompanied by elephants, horses, and crowds of men. Thus the atmosphere was not congenial for their meeting. Thus, meeting with Krishna and thinking of the Vrindavan atmosphere, Radharani longed for Krishna to take her to Vrindavan again to fulfill her desire in that calm atmosphere. One of the gopis spoke thus:
Dear Lord, whose navel is just like a lotus flower, your lotus feet are the only shelter for those who have fallen into the deep well of material existence. Your feet are worshipped and meditated upon by great mystic yogis and highly learned philosophers. We wish that these lotus feet may also be awakened within our hearts, although we are only ordinary persons engaged in household affairs. Dear Lord, if your lotus feet again come to our home in Vrindavan, our desires will be fulfilled.
In one verse, Srila Rupa Goswami has explained the confidential meaning of the verse of Srimad Bhagavatam for the understanding of the general populace. One of the gopis continued,
Dear Krishna, the fragrance of the mellows of your pastimes is spread throughout the forest of the glorious land of Vrindavan, which is surrounded by the sweetness of the district of Mathura. In the congenial atmosphere of that wonderful land, you may enjoy your pastimes with your flute dancing on your lips and surrounded by us, the gopis, whose hearts are always enchanted by unpredictable ecstatic emotions.
In this way, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Jagannath, he saw that the Lord was with his sister Subhadra and was not holding a flute in his hand. Absorbed in the ecstasy of the gopis, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wished to see Lord Jagannath in his original form as Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, standing in Vrindavan and appearing very beautiful, his body curved in 3 places. His desire to see that form was always increasing. Just as Srimati Radharani talked inconsistently with a bumblebee in the presence of Uddhava, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his ecstasy, talked crazily and inconsistently day and night. The last 12 years of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were passed in this transcendental craziness. Thus he executed his last pastimes in 3 ways. For the 24 years after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the renounced order, whatever pastimes he executed were unlimited and unfathomable. Who can understand the purport of such pastimes? Just to indicate those pastimes, I am presenting a general survey of the chief pastimes in the form of a synopsis. This is the first synopsis. After accepting the sannyas order, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu proceeded toward Vrindavan. When proceeding toward Vrindavan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed with ecstatic love of Krishna, and he lost all remembrance of the external world. In this way, he traveled continuously for 3 days in Radha Desh, the country where the Ganges River does not flow. First of all, Lord Nityananda bewildered Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by bringing him along the banks of the Ganges, saying that it was the river Yamuna. After 3 days, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to the house of Advaita Acharya at Shantipur and accepted alms there. This was his first acceptance of alms. At night, he performed congregational chanting there. At the house of Advaita Prabhu, he met his mother as well as all the devotees from Mayapur. He adjusted everything and then went to Jagannath Puri. On the way toward Jagannath Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed many other pastimes. He visited various temples and heard the story about Madhavendra Puri and the installation of Gopal. From Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the story of Chirakuri Gopinath and the witness Gopal. Then Nityananda Prabhu broke the sannyas rod belonging to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After his sannyas rod was broken by Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu apparently became very angry and left his company to travel alone to the Jagannath temple. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered the Jagannath temple and saw Lord Jagannath, he immediately lost his senses and fell down on the ground. After Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Lord Jagannath in the temple and fell down unconscious, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya took him to his home. The Lord remained unconscious until the afternoon, when he finally regained his consciousness. The Lord had left Nityananda's company and had gone alone to the Jagannath temple. But later, Nityananda, Jagadananda, Damodar, and Mukunda came to see him, and after seeing him, they were very pleased. After this incident, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed his mercy upon Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya by showing him his original form as the Lord. After bestowing mercy upon Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the Lord started for southern India. When he came to Kurmakshetra, he delivered a person named Vasudev. After visiting Kurmakshetra, the Lord visited the South Indian temple of Jayad Nrsimha and offered his prayers to Lord Nrsimhadev. On his way, he introduced the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in every village. Once the Lord mistook the forest on the bank of the river Godavari to be Vrindavan. In that place, he happened to meet Ramananda Roy. He visited the place known as Trimala or Tirupati, and there he extensively preached the chanting of the Lord's holy name. After visiting the temple of Trimala or Tripati, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to subdue some atheists. He then visited the temple of Ahaval Nrsimha. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to the land of Sri Rangakshetra on the bank of the Kavari, he visited the temple of Sri Ranganath and was there overwhelmed in the ecstasy of love of Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived at the house of Trimala Bhatta for the 4 months of the rainy season. Sri Trimala Bhatta was both a member of the Sri Vaishnav community and a learned scholar. Therefore, when he saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was both a great scholar and a great devotee of the Lord, he was very much astonished. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed the Chaturmasya months with the Sri Vaishnavas, dancing, singing, and chanting the holy name of the Lord. After the end of the Chaturmasya, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued traveling throughout southern India. At that time, he met Paramananda Puri. After this, Krishnadas, the servant of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was delivered from the clutches of a Bhattahari. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then preached that Lord Krishna's name should also be chanted by Brahmins who were accustomed to chanting Lord Ram's name. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then met Sri Rangapuri and mitigated all the sufferings of a Brahmin named Ramdas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also had a discussion with the Tattvavadi community, and the Tattvavadis felt themselves to be inferior Vaishnavas. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then visited the Vishnu temples of Anantadev, Purushottam, Sri Janardhan, Padmanabha, and Vasudev. After that, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered the celebrated Saptatala tree, took his bath at Setubandha Rameshwar, and visited the temple of Lord Shiva known as Rameshwar. At Rameshwar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a chance to read the Kurma Purana, in which he discovered that the form of Sita kidnapped by Ravan was not that of the real Sita, but a mere shadow representation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very glad to read about the false Sita, and he remembered his meeting with Ramdas Vipra, who was very sorry that Mother Sita had been kidnapped by Ravan. Indeed, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eagerly tore this page from the Kurma Purana, although the book was very old, and he later showed it to Ramdas Vipra, whose unhappiness was mitigated. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also found 2 other books, namely Brahma Samhita and Krishna Karnamrita. Knowing these books to be excellent, he took them to present to his devotees. After collecting these books, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to Jagannath Puri. At that time, the bathing ceremony of Jagannath was taking place, and he saw it. When Jagannath was absent from the temple, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who could not see him, felt separation, and left Jagannath Puri to go to a place known as Alalanath. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained for some days at Alalanath. In the meantime, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received news that all the devotees from Bengal were coming to Jagannath Puri. When the devotees from Bengal arrived at Jagannath Puri, both Nityananda Prabhu and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya greatly endeavored to take Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu back to Jagannath Puri. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally left Alalanath to return to Jagannath Puri, he was overwhelmed both day and night due to separation from Jagannath. His lamentation knew no bounds. During this time, all the devotees from different parts of Bengal, and especially from Navadvip, arrived in Jagannath Puri. After due consideration, all the devotees began chanting the holy name congregationally. Lord Chaitanya's mind was thus pacified by the ecstasy of the chanting. Previously, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had been touring South India, he had met Ramananda Roy on the banks of the Godavari. At that time, it had been decided that Ramananda Roy would resign from his post as governor and return to Jagannath Puri to live with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Under the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Ramananda Roy took leave of the king and returned to Jagannath Puri. After he arrived, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very much enjoyed talking with him both day and night about Lord Krishna and his pastimes. After Ramananda Roy's arrival, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed his mercy upon Kashi Mishra and met Pradyumna Mishra. At that time, 3 personalities, Paramananda Puri, Govinda, and Kashishvar, came to see Lord Chaitanya at Jagannath Puri. Eventually there was a meeting with Svarup Damodar Goswami, and the Lord became very greatly pleased. Then there was a meeting with Sikhi Mahiti and with Bhavananda Rai, the father of Ramananda Roy. All the devotees from Bengal gradually began arriving at Jagannath Puri. At this time, the residents of Kulinagram also came to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the first time. Eventually, Narahari Das and other inhabitants of Khanda, along with Shivananda Sen, all arrived, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met them. After seeing the bathing ceremony of Lord Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu washed and cleaned the Gundicha temple with the assistance of many devotees. After this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the devotees saw the Ratha Yatra, the car festival ceremony. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself danced in front of the car, and after dancing he entered a garden. In that garden, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed his mercy upon King Prataparudra. Afterwards, when the Bengali devotees were about to return home, the Lord gave separate orders to almost every one of them. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu desired to meet all the devotees of Bengal every year. Therefore, he ordered them to come to see the Ratha Yatra festival every year. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was invited to dine at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. While he was eating sumptuously, the son-in-law of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, or the husband of his daughter Sati, criticized him. Because of this, Sati's mother cursed him by praying that Sati would become a widow. In other words, she cursed her son-in-law to die. At the end of the year, all the devotees from Bengal, headed by Advaitacharya, again came to see the Lord. Indeed, there was a great rush of devotees to Jagannath Puri. When all the devotees from Bengal arrived, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu allotted them residential quarters, and Shivananda Sen was put in charge of their maintenance. A dog accompanied Shivananda Sen and the devotees, and that dog was so fortunate that after seeing the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it was liberated and went back home, back to Godhead. Everyone met Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya on his way to Varanasi. After arriving at Jagannath Puri, all the Vaishnavas met with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Later, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sported in the water, taking all the devotees with him. First the Lord washed the temple of Gundicha very thoroughly. Then everyone saw the Ratha Yatra festival and the Lord's dancing before the car. In the forest along the road from the Jagannath temple to Gundicha, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed various pastimes. A Brahmin named Krishna Das performed the bathing ceremony of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After dancing in the Gundicha temple, the Lord sported in the water with his devotees, and on the Hera Panchami day, they all saw the activities of the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi. On Janmashtami, Lord Krishna's birthday, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dressed himself as a cowherd boy and, carrying a balance with pots of yogurt, encircled a log. After this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade farewell to all the devotees from Gauda Desh, or Bengal, and continued chanting with his intimate devotees, who constantly remained with him. To visit Vrindavan, the Lord went to Gauda Desh, or Bengal. On the way, King Prataparudra performed a variety of service to please the Lord. On the way to Vrindavan via Bengal, there was an incident wherein some cloth was exchanged with Puri Goswami. Sri Ramananda Roy accompanied the Lord as far as the city of Bhadrak. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reached Vidyanagara, Bengal, on the way to Vrindavan, he stopped at the house of Vidya Vachaspati, who was the brother of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly arrived at his house, great crowds of people gathered. For 5 consecutive days, all the people gathered to see the Lord, and still there was no rest. Out of fear of the crowd, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left at night and went to the town of Kulia, or the present-day Navadvip. Hearing of the Lord's arrival in Kulia Gram, many hundreds and thousands of people came to see him. The specific acts performed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at this time were his showing favor upon Devananda Pandit and excusing the Brahmin known as Gopal Chappal from the offense he had committed at the lotus feet of Srivas Thakur. Many atheists and blasphemers came and fell at the lotus feet of the Lord, and the Lord in return excused them and gave them love of Krishna. When Sri Nrsingananda Brahmachari heard that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to Vrindavan, he became very pleased and mentally began decorating the way there. First, Nrsingananda Brahmachari contemplated a broad road starting from the city of Kulia. He bedecked the road with jewels, upon which he then laid a bed of stemless flowers. He mentally decorated both sides of the road with bakula flower trees, and at intervals on both sides he placed lakes of a transcendental nature. These lakes had bathing places constructed with jewels, and they were filled with blossoming lotus flowers. There were various birds chirping, and the water was exactly like nectar. The entire road was surcharged with many cool breezes, which carried the fragrances from various flowers. He carried the construction of this road as far as Kanai Natashala. Within the mind of Nrsingananda Brahmachari, the road could not be constructed beyond Kanai Natashala. He could not understand why the road's construction could not be completed, and thus he was astonished. With great assurance, he then told the devotees that Lord Chaitanya would not go to Vrindavan at that time. Nrsingananda Brahmachari said, "The Lord will go to Kanai Natashala and then will return. All of you will come to know of this later, but I now say this with great assurance." When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to proceed from Kulia toward Vrindavan, thousands of men were with him, and all of them were devotees. Wherever the Lord visited, crowds of innumerable people came to see him. When they saw him, all their unhappiness and lamentation disappeared. Wherever the Lord touched the ground with his lotus feet, people immediately came and gathered the dirt. Indeed, they gathered so much that many holes were created in the road. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eventually arrived at a village named Ramakeli. This village is situated on the border of Bengal and is very exquisite. While performing Sankirtan in Ramakeli Gram, the Lord danced and sometimes lost consciousness due to love of God. While he was at Ramakeli Gram, an unlimited number of people came to see his lotus feet. When the Mohammedan king of Bengal heard of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's influence in attracting innumerable people, he became very astonished and began to speak as follows. "Such a person who is followed by so many people without giving them charity must be a prophet. I can surely understand this fact." The Mohammedan king ordered the magistrate, "Do not disturb this Hindu prophet out of jealousy. Let him do his own will wherever he likes." When the Mohammedan king asked his assistant, Keshava Chatri, for news of the influence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Keshava Chatri, although knowing everything about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, tried to avoid the conversation by not giving any importance to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities. Keshava Chatri informed the Mohammedan king that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a mendicant, touring different places of pilgrimage, and that as such only a few people came to see him. Keshava Chatri said, "Out of jealousy, your Mohammedan servant plots against him. I think that you should not be very interested in him, for there is no profit in it. Rather, there is simply loss." After pacifying the king in this way, Keshava Chatri sent a Brahmin messenger to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, requesting him to leave without delay. In private, the king inquired from Dabira Kas, or Srila Rupa Goswami, who began to speak about the glories of the Lord. Srila Rupa Goswami said, "The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who gave you this kingdom, and whom you accept as a prophet, has taken birth in your country due to your good fortune. The prophet always desires your good fortune. By his grace, all your business is successful. By his blessings, you will attain victory everywhere. Why are you questioning me? Better that you question your own mind. Because you are the king of the people, you are the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, you can understand this better than I." Thus, Srila Rupa Goswami informed the king about his mind as a way of knowing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He assured the king that whatever occurred in his mind could be considered evidence. The king replied, "I consider Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is no doubt about it." After having this conversation with Rupa Goswami, the king entered his private house. Rupa Goswami, then known as Dabira Kas, also returned to his residence. After returning to his residence, Dabira Kas and his brother decided, after much consideration, to go to see the Lord incognito. Thus, in the dead of night, the two brothers, Dabira Kas and Sakra Malik, went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu incognito. First, they met Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur told Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that two personalities, Sri Rupa and Sanatan, had come to see him. In great humility, both brothers took bunches of straw between their teeth, and each binding a cloth around his neck, they fell down like rods before the Lord. Upon seeing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the two brothers were overwhelmed with joy, and out of humility they began to cry. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked them to get up and assured them of all good fortune. The two brothers got up, and again taking straw between their teeth, they humbly offered their prayers with folded hands. One of them said, "All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most merciful Savior of the fallen souls. All glories to the Supreme Personality. Sir, we belong to the lowest class of men, and our associates and employment are also of the lowest type. Therefore we cannot introduce ourselves to you. We feel very much ashamed standing here before you. Dear Lord, let us inform you that no one is more sinful than us, nor is there any offender like us. Even if we wanted to mention our sinful activities, we would immediately become ashamed, and what to speak of giving them up. Dear Lord, you have incarnated to deliver the fallen souls. You should consider that in this world there is none so fallen as us." You have delivered the two brothers, Jagai and Madai, but to deliver them you did not have to exert yourself very much. The brothers, Jagai and Madai, belonged to the Brahmin caste, and their residence was in the holy place of Navadvip. They never served low-class persons, nor were they instruments to abominable activities. Jagai and Madai had but one fault. They were addicted to sinful activity. However, volumes of sinful activity can be burned to ashes simply by a dim reflection of the chanting of your holy name. Jagai and Madai uttered your holy name by way of blaspheming you. Fortunately, that holy name has become the cause of their deliverance. We, too, are millions and millions of times inferior to Jagai and Madai. We are more degraded,
fallen and sinful than they. Actually, we belong to the caste of meat-eaters because we are servants of meat-eaters. Indeed, our activities are exactly like those of the meat-eaters. Because we always associate with such people, we are inimical towards the cows and Brahmins. The two brothers, Sakara Malik and Dabir Khas, very humbly submitted that due to their abominable activities, they were now bound by the neck and hands and had been thrown into a ditch filled with abominable stool-like objects of material sense enjoyment. Rupa Goswami continued, "No one within the three worlds is sufficiently powerful to deliver us. You are the only savior of the fallen souls. Therefore there is no one but you. If you simply deliver us by your transcendental strength, then certainly your name will be known as the savior of the fallen souls. Let us speak one word that is very true. Plainly hear us, O merciful one. There is no other object of mercy within the three worlds but us. We are the most fallen. Therefore, by showing us your mercy is most successful. Let the power of your mercy be exhibited throughout the entire universe. Let us submit one piece of information before you, dear Lord. It is not at all false, but is full of meaning. It is this: if you are not merciful upon us, then it will be very, very difficult to find more suitable candidates for your mercy. We are very depressed at being unfit candidates for your mercy. Yet, since we have heard of your transcendental qualities, we are very much attracted to you. Indeed, we are like a dwarf who wants to capture the moon. Although we are completely unfit, a desire to receive your mercy is awakening within our minds. By serving you constantly, one is freed from all material desires and is completely pacified. Oh, when shall I engage as your permanent eternal servant and always feel joyful to have such a fitting master?" After hearing the prayer of Dabir Khas and Sakara Malik, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "My dear Dabir Khas, you two brothers are my old servants. My dear Sakara Malik, from this day your names will be changed to Srila Rupa and Srila Sanatan. Now please abandon your humility, for my heart is breaking to see you so humble. You have written several letters showing your humility. I can understand your behavior from those letters. By your letters I could understand your heart. Therefore, in order to teach you, I sent you one verse, which reads as follows: If a woman is attached to a man other than her husband, she will appear very busy in carrying out her household affairs, but within her heart she is always relishing feelings of association with her paramour. I really had no business in coming to Bengal, but I have come just to see you two brothers. Everyone is asking why I have come to this village of Ramakeli. No one knows my intentions. It is very good that you two brothers have come to see me. Now you can go home. Do not fear anything. Birth after birth, you have been my eternal servants. I am sure that Krishna will deliver you very soon." The Lord then placed his two hands on the heads of both of them, and in return they immediately placed the lotus feet of the Lord on their heads. After this, the Lord embraced both of them and requested all of the devotees present to be merciful upon them and deliver them. When all of the devotees saw the mercy of the Lord upon the two brothers, they were very gladdened, and they began to chant the holy name of the Lord, Hari, Hari. All the Vaishnava associates of the Lord were present, including Nityananda, Haridas Thakur, Srivas Thakur, Gadadhar Pandit, Mukunda, Jagadananda, Murari, and Vakrishvara.
In accordance with the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the two brothers, Rupa and Sanatan, immediately touched the lotus feet of these Vaishnavas, who all became very happy and congratulated the two brothers for having received the mercy of the Lord. After begging the permission of all the Vaishnavas present, the two brothers, at the time of their departure, humbly submitted something at the lotus feet of the Lord. One of them said, "Dear Lord, although the King of Bengal, Nawab Hussain Shah, is very respectful toward you, you have no other business here. Kindly depart from this place. Although the king is respectful toward you, he still belongs to the Yavan or meat-eater class and should not be believed. We think that there is no need for such a great crowd to accompany you on your pilgrimage to Vrindavan. Dear Lord, you are going to Vrindavan with hundreds and thousands of people following you, and this is not a fitting way to go on a pilgrimage." Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Krishna himself, the Supreme Lord, and was therefore not at all fearful, he still acted like a human being to teach neophytes how to act. Having spoken thus, the two brothers offered prayers to the lotus feet of the Lord and returned to their homes. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then desired to leave that village. In the morning, the Lord left and went to a place known as Kanai Natashala. While there, he saw many pastimes of Lord Krishna. That night, the Lord considered Sanatan Goswami's proposal that he should not go to Vrindavan followed by so many people. The Lord thought, "If I go to Mathura with such crowds behind me, it would not be a very happy situation, for the atmosphere would be disturbed." The Lord concluded that he would go alone to Vrindavan, or at most would take only one person as his companion. In that way, going to Vrindavan would be very pleasant. Thinking like this, the Lord took his morning bath in the Ganges and started for Nilachal, saying, "I shall go there." Walking and walking, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived at Shantipur and remained at the house of Advaitacharya for 5 to 7 days. Taking this opportunity, Sri Advaitacharya Prabhu sent for Mother Shachi Devi, and she remained at his house for 7 days to prepare the meals for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Taking permission from his mother, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started for Jagannath Puri. When the devotees followed him, he humbly begged them to remain and bade them all farewell. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although requesting all the devotees to go back, allowed 2 people to follow him. He requested all the devotees to come to Jagannath Puri and meet him during the car festival. 2 persons named Balabhadra Bhattacharya and Damodar Pandit accompanied Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Jagannath Puri or Nilachal. After remaining at Jagannath Puri for a few days, the Lord secretly started for Vrindavan at night. He did this without anyone's knowledge. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left Jagannath Puri for Vrindavan, only Balabhadra Bhattacharya was with him. Thus he traveled on the path through Jharkhand and arrived in Benares with great delight. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at Benares only 4 days and then left for Vrindavan. After seeing the town of Mathura, he visited the 12 forests. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited all 12 places of Sri Krishna's pastimes, he became very agitated because of ecstasy. Balabhadra Bhattacharya somehow or other got him out of Mathura. After leaving Mathura, the Lord began to walk along a path on the bank of the Ganges, and finally he reached the holy place named Prayag or Allahabad. It was there that Srila Rupa Goswami came and met the Lord. At Prayag, Rupa Goswami fell down on the ground to offer obeisances to the Lord, and the Lord embraced him with great delight. After instructing Srila Rupa Goswami at Prayag at the Dashashrameda Ghat, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered him to go to Vrindavan. The Lord then returned to Varanasi. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived at Varanasi, Sanatan Goswami met him there. The Lord remained there for 2 months and instructed Sanatan Goswami perfectly. After fully instructing Sanatan Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent him to Mathura with empowered devotional service. In Benares, he also bestowed his mercy upon the Mayavadi sannyasis. He then returned to Nilachal or Jagannath Puri. The Lord traveled all over India for 6 years. He was sometimes here and sometimes there, performing his transcendental pastimes, and sometimes he remained at Jagannath Puri. While at Jagannath Puri, the Lord passed his time in great joy by performing Sankirtan and visiting the temple of Jagannath in great ecstasy. Thus I have given a synopsis of the Madhya Lila, the middle pastimes of the Lord. Now, O devotees, kindly hear the synopsis of the final pastimes of the Lord, known as Antya Lila. When the Lord returned to Jagannath Puri from Vrindavan, he remained there and did not go anywhere else for 18 years. During those 18 years, all the devotees of Bengal used to visit him at Jagannath Puri every year. They would remain there for 4 continuous months and enjoy the company of the Lord. At Jagannath Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed chanting and dancing unceasingly. Thus he enjoyed the pastime of Sankirtan. He manifested his causeless mercy, pure love of God to everyone, including the lowest man. Residing with the Lord at Jagannath Puri were Pandit Goswami and other devotees, such as Vakrishvar, Damodar, Sankar, and Haridas Thakur. Jagadananda, Bhagavan, Govinda, Kashishvar, Paramananda Puri, and Svarup Damodar were other devotees who also lived with the Lord. Srila Ramananda Rai and other devotees who were residents of Jagannath Puri also remained permanently with the Lord. Other devotees of the Lord, headed by Advaitacharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Mukunda, Srivas, Vidyanidhi, Vasudev, and Murari, used to visit Jagannath Puri and remain with the Lord for 4 continuous months. The Lord enjoyed various pastimes in their company. At Jagannath Puri, Haridas Thakur passed away. The incident was very wonderful because the Lord himself performed the festival of Thakur Haridas's departure. At Jagannath Puri, Srila Rupa Goswami met the Lord again, and the Lord invested his heart with all transcendental power. After this, the Lord punished the junior Haridas, and Damodar Pandit gave some warning to the Lord. Thereafter Sanatan Goswami met the Lord again, and the Lord tested him in scorching heat during the month of Jyeshta. Being pleased, the Lord sent Sanatan Goswami back to Vrindavan. After that, he was fed wonderfully by the hands of Sri Advaitacharya. After sending Sanatan Goswami back to Vrindavan, the Lord privately consulted with Sri Nityananda Prabhu. He then sent him to Bengal to preach love of Godhead. Soon afterward, Vallabha Bhatt met the Lord at Jagannath Puri, and the Lord explained to him the import of the holy name of Krishna. After explaining the transcendental qualities of Ramananda Roy, the Lord sent Pradyumna Mishra to the residence of Ramananda Roy, and Pradyumna Mishra learned Krishna Katha, or knowledge about Krishna, from him. After this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saved Gopinath Patanayak, the younger brother of Ramananda Roy, from being condemned to death by the king. Ramachandra Puri criticized Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's eating. Therefore, the Lord reduced his eating to a minimum. However, when all the Vaishnavas became very sorry, the Lord increased his portion to half as much as usual. There are 14 planetary systems within the universe, and all living entities reside in those planetary systems. Dressing like human beings on pilgrimage, they all used to come to Jagannath Puri to visit Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One day, all the devotees, headed by Srivas Thakur, were chanting the transcendental qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Not liking the chanting of his transcendental qualities, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastised them as if he were angry. "What kind of chanting is this?" he asked. "Are you leaving aside the chanting of the holy name of the Lord?" Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastised all the devotees, telling them not to show impudence and spoil the entire world by becoming independent. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was apparently in an angry mood and chastising his devotees, many thousands of people outside loudly cried in a tumultuous voice, "All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu!" All the people began to call very loudly, "All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the son of Maharaj Nanda. Now you have appeared to deliver the whole world. O Lord, we are very unhappy. We have come a long distance to see you. Please be merciful and show us your favor." When the Lord heard the humble petition made by the people, his heart softened. Being very merciful, he immediately came out and gave audience to all of them. Raising his arms, the Lord asked everyone to chant loudly the vibration of the holy name of Lord Hari. There immediately arose a great stir, and the vibration of Hari filled all directions. Seeing the Lord, everyone became joyful out of love. Everyone accepted the Lord as the Supreme, and thus they offered their prayers. While the people were offering their prayers unto the Lord, Srinivas Acharya sarcastically said to the Lord, "At home, you wanted to be covered. Why have you exposed yourself outside?" Srinivas Acharya continued, "Who has taught these people? What are they saying? Now you can cover their mouths with your own hand. It is as if the sun, after rising, wanted to hide itself. We cannot understand such characteristics in your behavior." The Lord replied, "My dear Srinivas, please stop joking. You have all combined together to humiliate me in this way." Thus speaking, the Lord entered his room, after glancing auspiciously upon the people out of charity. In this way the desires of the people were completely fulfilled. At this time, Raghunath Das approached Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and, according to his order, prepared a feast, and distributed prasad composed of chipped rice and curd. Later, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami left home and took shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri. At that time, the Lord received him and placed him under the care of Svarup Damodar for spiritual enlightenment. Later, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped Ramananda Bhattiti's habit of wearing deerskin. The Lord thus enjoyed his pastimes continuously for 6 years, experiencing varieties of transcendental bliss. I have thus given the codes of the Madhya Lila. Now please hear the pastimes the Lord performed during the last 12 years. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps.
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda